Hello and welcome to Earth Echoes with Amber Fields. Today I'm back out in the beautiful Granite Dells and I'd like to talk a little bit about letting go. I'm currently on the third step of the 12 steps, and it's all about giving our will over to a higher power and letting that higher power be our director rather than being so self-directed. And it doesn't mean that we don't try and we just stop doing anything. It's that we have trust in a higher power. And I've been finding that this is a really important time in my life to be learning about that. And the more that I'm able to give my will over to a higher power and to trust that things are going to unfold in the ways that they are meant to, the more life goes good for me. And the more I find resonant energies in life and with other people and am able to connect with them. So today I'm going to be reading a writing by Jason Gray titled The Sacred Art of Letting Go. Faith is not the naive hope that everything will go according to our plans. It is the quiet, unshakable knowing that everything, even the heartbreak, even the silence, even the detour, is unfolding exactly as it must. Faith is the soul remembering that there is a design beyond our designs, a will greater than our will, and a timing wiser than any clock we could ever set. We spend so much of our lives fighting the current, convinced that we know better, that our plans are clear, that our vision is superior to the mysterious intelligence that governs this universe. We dream, we strive, we push, and when doors do not open, we kick them harder. There is a moment that comes for every soul on this path, a breaking point so sacred that it becomes a rebirth, when we finally admit, I am not the one running this show. That moment is freedom. The illusion of control begins to dissolve and something infinitely larger begins to move through us. Something that has been waiting patiently for us to step aside. The truth is, life has never needed our management. If it only ever needed our trust. The divine orchestration. Every delay, every heartbreak, every closed door carries its own intelligence. What feels like rejection is often redirection. What seems like failure is often protection. The universe rearranges itself constantly in the service of our highest good, even when our eyes are too clouded by disappointment to see it. We think we know what we want, but so often, what we truly want is hidden beneath what we think we want. We chase relationships that are not meant for us, careers that crush our spirits, dreams that serve the ego instead of the soul, and when they crumble, we call it tragedy. In truth, it is mercy. It is life whispering, not this way, not yet, not here. If something is meant for you, you will not have to force it. It will arrive in alignment, not resistance. It will feel like recognition, not pursuit. It will come through peace, not panic. The surrender. Letting go is not an act of weakness. It is the highest act of strength. To surrender is to stand unguarded before the mystery of existence and say, even if I do not understand, I trust that it is right. To surrender is to admit that your mind cannot carry the weight of what only your soul was designed to hold. True faith begins where control ends. We were never meant to direct every scene in the play of our lives, only to show up and perform our role with honesty and heart. The rest belongs to something greater. When you stop trying to force outcomes, when you release the death grip of expectation, the universe can finally exhale through you. You stop wrestling with what is and begin flowing with what wants to be. That is where grace begins, in the letting go. Grace is not earned, it is received. It shows up in the unplanned moments, the stranger who smiles at you when you needed it most, the job that appeared after everything else fell apart, the calm that descends in the middle of chaos for no reason at all. Grace is the hand of the divine guiding your steps when you thought you were lost. The humbling. Faith is humbling because it shatters the illusion of self-importance. It teaches us that we are participants in a creation far greater than our personal narratives. It humbles the ego that screams, "I must make this happen," and replaces it with a softer voice that whispers, "I am being guided." It takes courage to release your plans, especially when they are soaked in longing. If something continually resists being born, it may not be part of your sacred blueprint. The universe does not waste effort on what is not meant to bloom, and forcing what is not aligned only breeds suffering. You will know when something is right, because peace will accompany it. Even in uncertainty, it will feel steady. You will not have to beg for it to stay or chase it to prove its worth. What is meant for you moves toward you as naturally as breath returning to the lungs. The practice of trust. Faith is a daily practice. It is not a one-time declaration, but a continual surrender. It means trusting that every unanswered prayer was answered in a higher way. It means believing that the delays are divine, not destructive. It means remembering that even when the light seems absent, the hand that holds the universe has never released its hold on you. There will be days you doubt, days you rage, days you ask, why? Those moments do not make you faithless, they make you human. The divine does not demand blind obedience, it invites relationship. It asks you to bring your fear, your confusion, your disappointment, and still choose to trust anyway. Faith is not about knowing. It is about walking forward in love even when you do not. The alchemy of gratitude. When faith matures, it transforms into gratitude. You begin to thank life not only for what it gives, but for what it takes away. You realize that the detours were actually the path, that the closed doors were merciful redirections, that the heartbreaks were initiations designed to strip you of illusions and return you to what is real. Gratitude is the soul's language when it finally sees the perfection of the design. It is the moment you look back and whisper, "Thank you for not letting it go my way." Because had it gone your way, you would have settled for less than what was meant for you. There is beauty in what never came to be. There is wisdom in the things that fell apart. There is love, even in the endings. Every chapter, even the painful ones, were necessary pages in the book of your becoming. The quiet knowing. Faith becomes not something you practice, but something you are. It becomes the rhythm of your breath, the stillness in your heart, the gentle awareness that every moment is holy, even the uncertain ones. The mind will always demand answers. The soul knows that the answers are already written. The path you are walking is ancient, carved before your first breath. You cannot miss what is meant for you, and you cannot hold what was only meant to pass through you. So let go. Let go of how you thought your life would look. Let go of the timelines, the people, the expectations of what ifs, the what ifs. Let go of the illusion that you could ever fall out of alignment with your destiny, because faith is not found in striving. It is found in surrender. It is the sacred art of saying, I trust this. I trust me. I trust life. It is the quiet courage to bow before the mystery and allow it to move you, shape you, and carry you wherever love wants you to go. When you finally release your need to control, you will discover something extraordinary. Life was never against you. It was for you all along. It just needed you to stop fighting it long enough to see. Jason Gray. Thank you for that beautiful writing, Jason. It really touched my heart when you posted it a couple weeks ago, I think. Over COVID, I had lost a lot of trust in life, especially, and in people, especially after my brother took his life. As a result, I feel a direct result of the COVID pandemic and what happened to society as a result of that. And I became angry and very distrustful, and I was carrying that energy around with me, and it started to make things go wrong in my life. It definitely was no good. And somehow I managed to pull myself out of that. I think just because people are good, and I am surrounded by good people who love me, and so that was very helpful. And now that I'm working on the third step and thinking about how to implement that in my life, I've started every morning asking the divine source, or the universe, whatever you want to call it, God. I say, what is your will for me today? And thank you for directing me where I need to go. And thank you for helping me to be a good example. And things have shifted for me since I've started doing that. It's been really powerful, and it feels so good to let go of that control, because from trauma in life, I think a lot of us begin to try to control things so much so that we don't feel more pain, but it doesn't work. So this is what I've found really works for me. So the sacred art of letting go. May you find a way to let go today. Thank you.